What if I told you that you could just press a button on your keys and your car would warm itself up, melt all the ice, get rid of all the condensation and be ready to drive off while you eat your breakfast? What if I told you that this car's got all the ability to do that, except it's been switched off? In cold places around the world, nearly all cars come with optional independent heating to warm up your car before you drive it. In Finland, every parking space has a 230 volt plug specifically for warming up cars, and they've had those for over 30 years. Once they plug their cars in, they just set up the timer, and little independent heaters heat up the cabin and the engine block via a water pump, effectively, that pumps warm water around the engine. What most diesel cars have is an independent diesel fueled heater, and on the Touran it's a Webasto. Now, I didn't actually know anything about these devices until recently when I discovered this car had one. But there it is. This is a Webasto heater. It uses a tiny amount of diesel from the tank to heat up the coolant and pumps it through the system to warm everything up. They're mainly fitted for emissions because a warm engine uses less fuel than a cold one. I'm going to whip this off so we can have a better look at it. Delicious. So if I just cut this and then shove a screw in and tighten this up, hopefully I won't get fuel everywhere and end up with a vacuum problem. This is either going to work great or it's really stupid. Okay. That should hold him. It's free. Woo. Look at that. Wow. 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 Oh, that's snapped off nicely. There we have it. Got the thing out. There's your pump to pull the switch out, and the actual switch housing has come out with it. So yeah. So there's my Webasto, and from the looks of it, the whole lot's completely and utterly That's the fuel line there. So the fuel goes in there. This looks like air intake to me. It's got that kind of snorkely look about it. And so fuel and air goes in there. That must be the turbine. And that's the exhaust. Because it's got this little box here. So where does that exhaust pipe vent go? Let's have a look on the car. So that's the pipe. The other end of the exhaust pipe there, it goes up over there. Don't know if you can see that. It's a wobbly one. It must join the exhaust pipe. I don't know if you can see that. That's it there. So really it's water that you're heating. It's a water heater, effectively, isn't it? Huh. So I did some research on how to upgrade my diesel heater to have a parking heater function. It seems to use the standard Webasto heater that's fitted. I would need a couple of bits from Germany, most likely a timer, some relays, some sort of ECU code. Apparently the function has to be unlocked via the ECU to be an option on your climate control system. So I called the main Volkswagen dealer and they were able to tell me in a few minutes that my car couldn't be upgraded because it was never going to have that option to begin with. I think that's because it's too old, an 07 plate, but if you've got something newer, you might be okay. So it's definitely worth looking into. I do think the upgrade is going to be quite expensive because you're going to have to shake hands with the main dealer at some point to get the mod. But it is a really decent mod in my opinion. I think it'd be brilliant, you know. It might be cheaper and easier for your car than it is for mine. But I've got a different idea anyway, because mine's stuffed. So there's all mine tucked away under there, ready to go to the tip on my next run. So really, I've got my fuel line. The exhaust pipe is there. And where it's plumbed into the water system is right here. So effectively, if I wanted to buy a cheap Chinese one off the internet. Everything is here to fit it. It's not going to be difficult. I got a letter through, so yeah, it's actually the 18th that this car's got to be gone. But I do want to have some kind of heater inside this car because I'm going to be working somewhere where I don't have heat, and I want to be able to make a cup of tea and sit in it maybe and keep warm for a while. Please do let me know if you have a parking heater in your car, what car it is. There seems to be no list of cars that have them. You know, there's not a great deal of information on it. I'm just waiting for a couple more bits now before I bang this together and get it moved. And yeah, that should be before Christmas. Hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you soon.